All right, everybody. We've made it to another back day today. So I've been trying to find new ways to help get into the back and build stability and support and strength through that upper back, just to help us get everything else healthy and supported throughout the arms, through the neck, and even the lower extremities as well. So I have a set of 30-pound dumbbells and I have a set of 25-pound, 12-kilogram kettlebells. So just grab whatever you have near there, something a little bit heavy to challenge you if you have it. And of course, as always, if you don't have kettlebells, don't worry about it. I'm also going to be using a band for our overhead pulls. But if you don't have a band, we're just going to do those overhead delt pulls. So just having a weight available and handy for that will be awesome. All right, let's inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Reach nice and high overhead, extend out through those arms. Exhale, pull to one side. Inhale through center, and exhale, pull to the other side. And then bring your arms out nice and wide, and we're going to dive over those legs. Exhale. Twist your body to the left, grabbing behind your left calf, and then twist to the right, behind your right calf. Come back to center, grab your elbows with your hands, and just let the upper body kind of bounce. So let the weight of your head and your arms pull you forward. See if you can still hold flexion into that belly. And then let your upper body, the elbows, sway side to side. So a little bit of sway left and right. Still holding flexion through that core. All right, and then we'll stop in the middle. Inhale, come all the way up. And then bring your arms in front of you and round through the upper back. So create some flexion. Tuck the tailbone under, grab through the belly, tuck your chin. Drop your left shoulder and lift your right one up. And then drop your right shoulder and lift your left shoulder up. All right, let's head into a downward facing dog. If you want to start with a child's pose, feel free, kind of depending on what your body's ready for. Once you're there, go ahead and pedal out your feet. Let one knee drop and then the other. Push your chest back to your thighs as much as you can. So when you get that push back, you feel some lengthening and opening in the upper back. You may even get a couple cracks and pops through your spinal column. Those always feel good. All right, level off your feet, and we're just going to hinge forward and back a couple times. Hit up your plank, tuck your tailbone, and then press back. Nice big spread open fingertips. As you hinge forward, kind of screw your hands into the ground and pull the elbows and triceps so they pull back behind you. Grab your belly nice and tight. One more. Perfect. And then drop onto your knees. Keep your toes curled under. Just sit back on your heels. Get a stretch through your feet, your calves, your quads, and then bring your right arm up and over. Again, twist to that side and then the left. Okay, so we are going to be starting with a pike push. This is basically a downward facing dog. Your butt's going to be nice and high in the air, and you're just going to drop the crown of your head to the ground and push back from there. So we want to get into that upper back like I was talking about and build stability and strength there. So what you can do is just hold your down dog and focus on that slide, the retraction of your shoulder blades down the spine. Okay, so once you're set up, your hips high in the air, so your hands are pretty far forward, but you're a little shorter than a down dog. From here, you can either hold this and just focus on that flexion. See if you can build your own self-awareness of the flexion and grab in your upper back. Or you tuck your chin and you head straight to the ground. The crown of the head heads straight to the ground, and then you press back from there. So that's one. We're not going to go fast. We want to use the back. We want to feel the muscles outside the armpits, into the shoulder blades, between your shoulder blades, and even the stability through the lats and the core, that low back, right? So keep wrapping around the core, hold nice and strong. There's 6. Keep that chin tucked in. Should be feeling the back. 8. Only go as low as you can. Get that straight back up push from there. 9. 10. All right. Nice work. Go ahead and come up from there. Grab your hands behind, and we're going to go into a dead row. So I'm going to go a little bit heavier today. Challenge myself, build some strength, build some muscle. All right, so grab your dumbbells, pretend they're on a bar. You're going to have an overhand grip from your stacked position. Just hinge forward. Now make sure that you get your belly locked first. Then row the bar straight up towards your hip crease. So a lot of times we end up pulling the weights toward the chest or the high rib cage. I want you to pull back toward your hip creases, belly super firm. When you're in this hinged position, if you don't contract your core, then that's a lot of weight and pressure on the low back. Obviously, that's not what we're here for. I'm going to build that upper back. 7. See if you can find that flexion and heat build. 9. Through that upper back. 10. So every time that you pull, you feel just the back doing the work as opposed to the shoulders. Okay, we're going to try something new. We're going to do a single arm lateral swing. And you can do this with a dumbbell as well. Okay, so if you have a dumbbell, hold just kind of around the end of your bell. We're going to take kind of a mid stance, not super narrow, not super wide, but I want you to have the bell hit the ground on the opposite side of your arm that's holding. So if your right arm's holding the weight, then you're reaching the bell to the left side. And then what you're going to do is just use the back to grab and pull the swing out to the side from there. All right? So hold contraction through the core. There will be a little bit of shift. Think, though, about that pelvis. Think about your back staying flat, right? We don't want to round and hunker. That puts too much pressure on the low back. So sit on those heels, slide shoulder blades down, and here we go. 1. Let it drop every time. 2. So get that hinge across. Good for mobility. 4. Focus on using the back. You can feel your obliques here a lot. Tighten that belly button up toward your spine. 9. 10. Perfect. Now we get the other side. All right, hinge across. Get that nice cross, and then use that swing. 2. Focus on the back. 4. 5. Remember, tighten that core. The more you grab the core, more support you have for your low back. 3 to go. 10. Perfect. All right, come up from there. We're going to shift it out, shake it out, twist, side to side. Okay, we get to go onto our back. Grab your weight if you do not have a band. And we're going to do your overhead delt pull. So push your low back onto the ground. You're going to hold your weight, one weight in both hands. Reach far overhead, keeping that low back on the ground and making sure to use your back. All right, here we go. Low back in, just 10. Take your time. Use the back to pull, contract, all across what's called the shoulder girdle. You should feel your core here as well, because your rib cage is going to want to pop up off the ground every time your arms go back. So we want to train the focus and the recruitment in that upper back, clasp your shoulder girdle, muscles behind your armpits, between the shoulder blades. Here to build the back. Get that focus, get that framework in your head. 7, check in with that abdomen, keep the belly strong. 3 to go. Stay relaxed through the neck. Last one. Strong through the core. Lots of grab into the back. Perfect. All right. Coming back up from there. Grab your 2 mid weights. And you're going to hinge over again. We're basically going to be doing a lot locomotive, but we're going to slow it down a lot. So we're going to go an alternating row. You're going to hinge over those weights. Again, grab into the belly. Keep the back really flat. So your back, you want to try to get almost parallel to the ground. Slide the shoulder blades down. So already here, I'm feeling heat in the core and through my upper back. So I'm not even pulling, not even rowing, but already you have that contraction and grab. Then you're going to take one weight and just pull up. Teeny weeny little twist from that mid back as you pull the elbow. Then we hit the other side. You go 10 each side, alternating back and forth. We're not in a rush here. In fact, slower is better. Time under tension. Keep your chin tucked just a bit so that you stay in that neutral cervical spine. Your neck is neutral. You're not yanking up or tucking too far under. And then feel like you're really pulling the crown of the head away from your tailbone. So your back is long, flat, and flexed. So there's no rounding, right? When you round, your back gets shorter. So really extend, make your back as long as possible. Tighten the belly a little more. 8-ish. 9. 10. Perfect. And 10. Awesome. Okay. Now, going back into something a little funky and fun, we're going to do what I'm calling a kickstand. Okay, so you're going to take your hands on the ground, starting off like you're going to hit up basically a downward facing dog. All right, so you have 2 options here. You can just hold your down dog and lift one leg high into the air, pushing your chest back toward the thighs, focusing again on that contraction through the back and grab through the belly. Otherwise, you're going to do your little kick. So your left leg is on the ground. Your right leg is going to be your little force. You don't have to get high, but that little kick of the right leg is going to help pull you up, get your shift of your body weight over your hands just a little more. All right, core nice and strong. We're going to go 10 each side. 3, slide into the back. 5, 6, if you can do handstands, I actually cannot. Go for it. Hold up in the air. 9, 10. Other side. Forcing the body to do something new and making sure that we're using the right muscle groups to get there. Find some hang time if you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. Now we get to lie on our backs and we're going to do a full V-up. So here you also have options. Sometimes V-ups work. Sometimes they're a little bit tough to get nailed. So here you can go a single leg V-up, one leg at a time. We're going to go 10 total. Or you can do an in and out. We've done these before. So you get your pull with a bent knee, or we're going to go for a full V-up. So that's where legs stay mostly straight. Push your low back into the ground. We're going to go for 10. 3, 4. Focus the core. 5. Try to get that low back pushed into the ground. 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. Okay. Flip it over. Grab a quick child's pose. That's one fun set in. And we're going to start off our next one. Okay, so we're going to start with that pike push. Still taking our time, not rushing. We're trying to get that back super contracted. Belly strong. Here we go. Drop your crown of the head to the ground and press up. 2, 3. Check in with the core. Then really do your best to get that flexion through the upper back. 7, 8. And 10. Whew. All right. Come up from there. Grab your hands real quick behind the back. Open across. Okay. We have our dead rows. Find your hinge position. Your weights are right in front of the thighs. Before you hinge, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep that squeeze as you pull those weights up. 3, focus that back flexion. 'See how still you can keep the body while you're getting that row to happen. 10. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do our single arm lateral swing with your dumbbell or kettlebell. All right, get that little tilt. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Focus on what you're using. Dig into the back. 8, 9. You can feel this one in your core a lot as well. 10. All right, shift it over. Grab deep and go. 2, trying to keep that arm pretty straight. 3, 4, back is level, hips are level. 8, flex into that core. 9, 10. Whew. All right, we're going into our overhead delt pull. Remember, if you're just using the weight, go for it. That's just as good. Keep your low back on the ground. So find that pelvic tuck. Here we go. 1, slow, controlled, and focused. This is a 50-50 core and back move. So just keep your focuses there. So you really set those shoulder heads down into the pockets of the back. 8, keep that low back on the ground. There's no relax point. 9, oh my goodness. 10. Whew. All right. Coming back up off the ground, we're going to have that bent over alternating pull. Can totally do this with dumbbells. You don't need kettlebells. Hinge forward. Remember, you want your back pretty much parallel to the ground. Lock the core. So sometimes when you're hinged forward, the pelvis tips forward. So you want to find it neutral to the shoulders, right? Don't lose that low back. And then pull, set it down, and pull. There's a little similarity here as far as the rotation to mid-back when we do that thoracic twist. We have one hand behind the head on our hands and knees. So that's what we want to find here as well. That low back staying stable to support the low back. Core holds strong. And then the little mini twist comes through the mid-back. Nothing in the neck or shoulders. You're using that rear delt, keeping contraction between your shoulder blades, digging in with those lats and obliques. One more each side. Lots of core. Perfect. All right, we're going to do our little kickstand. Get those hands spread nice and wide. Got to make sure I'm not going to hit my table back there. All right, 1, 2. Feel that pressure in the back. That's really the whole point, is we're trying to figure out how to make the back help hold support. It's what we do when we hold a plank, mountain climbers, squat thrusts, burpees. 3 to go. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to hit up the ups or your alternate. Here we go. Slide back and then pull. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Quick child's pose. And then we're going to go back around, at least through most everything. All right. Hit up your pike push first. Belly locks in. Tuck your chin. Crown of the head drops toward the ground. 2. Focus that back. 3. Dig into those shoulder blades. Feel that core contract to hold. When you push at the top of your range, feel the back stay with it. Don't lose that space between your ears and shoulders, right? At the top of the push, the tendency can be to get that shoulder shrug. And keep it in the back. Okay, dead rows. Belly strong, hinge in. Big focus set. 5. Squeeze between those shoulder blades. 10. All right. You're going to get that swing, that lateral swing. Set it up, grab that core. Use your back to pull. 2. 8, 9, 10. Come up, grab a little tuck, back flexion. All right, hinge it back over. Here we go. 1, long back. 8, 9, 10. All right. On the ground, in your overhead pull. If you're using a band, grab that, or overhead with your weights. Push your low back into the ground. Here we go. 2, 3. Tighten that core. See if you can feel the work grab all the way around. Flex into that upper back. 9, 10. Whew. All right, here we go. We're going to do our alternating pull. Flat, flat back. Strong, strong core. Push your hips back. Grab the belly, pull side to side. Try not to get the pull on your second weight till you set the other one down. So really just focused on keeping that set in. See if you can keep your back flat. Still hold flexion on your non-moving side, but obviously getting more work and pull through the moving side. 8. Check in with that core, grab it a little more. You can always get it a little deeper. 10 and 10. All right. Let's hit up those kickstands. Tight on time. You can make it happen real quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Grab that core. 10. I almost went over on that one. Here we go. Okay, our V-ups, and then we'll stretch. 1. Focus on using that core all the way down and all the way up. 9, 10. Whew. All right. Hug your knees into the chest. Roll the knees over. Just get that stretch through the low back, upper back to slide your opposite shoulder into the ground. Grab with the core, knees up and over to the right. Push your opposite shoulder into the ground. All right, both legs out in front of you. Straight legs, reach your arms way up overhead. Deep inhale, exhale, come up and reach over your toes. No matter where you grab, if you're just planting hands on the ground, use traction to kind of lift the chest up or behind your shins, ankles, or feet. Try to lift the chest up off the ribs, lengthen through the back. Grab your core just a bit. Okay, bring your right arm up, left arm back, and twist over. Then the other direction, left arm up, right arm back, and then twist over. Whew. Fantastic job. Way to go. Lots of core, lots of back. I hope you're feeling that development through the back, help with that posture, getting the shoulders back and down as I am. Feels good. It's healthy. We'll do it again next time.